Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now January 26th of 2021, and ever since the very end of the Skywalker saga and The Mandalorian Season 2, mind you, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney, Lucasfilm, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, you name it, even George Lucas in the mix. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that they are now currently on the road to success, given that they are working on over a dozen Star Wars projects on Disney Plus alone, mind you. That is completely separate from the movies that are currently in the works. That is completely separate from the video games and the books, the novels, and the comics. So they have a lot actually in development to really give the fans something true to look forward to. Now, everything related to, of course, the Mandalorian series, a lot of work is being poured into that show by Jon Favreau and even Dave Filoni in the mix, while he is also simultaneously working on the Ahsoka Tano show. Dave Filoni really is a man hard at work here as well. Now, everything related to Jon Favreau, we do know that he went through a lot to get Mandalorian Season 2 done the right way, because of Kathleen Kennedy attempting to interfere and having creative differences, which we're going to get into in just a couple of seconds from now. Everything related to what happened over the course of 2020 was a very interesting stage, because in the beginning of 2020 is when Kathleen Kennedy technically, quote-unquote, still had her creative power, until Disney CEO Bob Chapek took over around, I would say, March, maybe April of 2020, which is when Kathleen Kennedy lost her creative control over a majority of those projects. Now, with that being said, given that The Mandalorian Season 3 is now in development and is set to begin shooting this April, Disney and Lucasfilm are indeed prepared to focus on their current projects for the new Star Wars universe. It's best described, however, that in a recent interview, creator Jon Favreau was questioned about Lucasfilm's leadership, such as Kathleen Kennedy. At one point in time, Jon Favreau went on to unveil that when he pitched the idea of Luke Skywalker returning in The Mandalorian Season 2, Kathleen Kennedy at first rejected this idea and believed that it was going to destroy the show and focus on the new characters. Favreau continued to state that Kathleen Kennedy did have many creative differences with his approach to Luke coming in at last minute at the end of Season 2, and that she wanted nothing to do with his character at first for the series. Favreau states that it took a ton of convincing with Kennedy to accept that Luke would be involved, and that Disney CEO Bob Chapek made it a go for him to bring Luke back in the series. Favreau continues to state and unveil that he wanted to bring Luke back to his roots and how he was used in Star Wars Legends, and that Kathleen Kennedy disagreed with this at first, and that they are far from done using Luke in the new universe. So, let me just stop right here for 1 second. Now, the thing about Kathleen Kennedy, the fact that she believed that Luke entering into The Mandalorian Season 2 was going to steal the show and was going to take away the attention from new characters, boggles my mind. You know, sure, it may take our mind off of those new characters in the moment, yes, that is true. But does it necessarily take away our attention from the characters from all the other moments? No, absolutely not. You see, the thing with the Mandalorian series is that we have well-grounded characters. We have characters like Cara Dune and Ahsoka Tano now in live-action form, Bo-Katan, Din Djarin, Grogu, I mean, the list goes on and on. I personally think that they did a fantastic job with really creating these new characters in Season 1 and then really evolving them in Season 2 and really giving the fans the opportunity to see exactly what they are capable of. So Luke coming back into Season 2, it didn't even do what Kathleen Kennedy feared. It never really took away the attention from the new characters. Like I say, sure, it did in the moment. In those 2 minutes of screen time for Luke, we were not even thinking about Cara Dune, Bo-Katan, Boba Fett, Din Djarin. We were really thinking about just Luke in the moment taking on those Dark Troopers, and that's exactly how it's supposed to be. Luke Skywalker is Star Wars. Darth Vader is Star Wars. There's no denying this. You know, as much as some people out there may want to deny that, it is the truth. You know, Star Wars is built on the core characters, from the original trilogy movies. There's no denying that. So Luke is supposed to steal the show in the moment, but not in its entirety, if that makes sense. So Kathleen Kennedy was completely in the wrong, attempting to prevent Jon Favreau from using Luke. Obviously, we all know that she feared that this would actually draw a vivid contrast, if you will, between how poorly she handled Luke and how well Jon Favreau handled and treated Luke in The Mandalorian Season 2 with just 2 minutes of screen time. Can you believe that? With just 2 minutes of screen time, Luke is more of an attractive character than the entirety of the sequel trilogy. And yes, I get it, Luke is older in the sequels, I get that. But let's face it, Luke could have done what he did in the sequel trilogy of what Luke did in the actual Season 2 of Mando. There's no denying that. He could have done that. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.